back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Cobra. It's the Tier 9 British premium medium tank with an oscillating turret. It's located on the north spawn of Pilsen, and this one is under the command of hoti89. Now this little tank was brought into the game, I think, was to give an extra premium tank at Tier 9 that people want to buy. And yeah, it's quite a good tank because it has some neat attributes. It's got a 120mm gun, which means that it's capable of penetrating 268mm of armour, but its alpha is 360, and that means with one clip alone, 4 shots, you can do 1,440 hit points of damage, which is better than the GeForce 1008, which is of course Tier 8. This one, Tier 9. It's got a hull very similar to a Cromwell, and if you actually look at it on Armoured Archives, I think Ed Webster's actually done a show or a briefing on the Cobra and what it actually looks like. He's almost loaded. Going after the back chat, 12 ton. First shot, penetration. Second shot, pen. Third kills. Excellent. So 1 kill already. Pop the reload. Doesn't need the next shell. It is a long reload. The standard reload, 47.94 seconds. It's got gun depression of 10 degrees with that oscillating turret. The 47.94, that's not too bad, but it's slightly more than the GSOR. 43.5 is what Hoti's managed to get. And it looks like he's going to actually play this very aggressively. He's going to get beneath the gun depression of the T28 and the CDC by getting very close to the clip, so he can get spots on the enemy, and the enemy really can't do much about it, except if they do come down, they're going to get killed almost immediately. He pumps 1 into the CDC, 2 into the CDC, third shot kills, pumps the other one into the Type 61, but it doesn't pen. Now he's reasonably safe down here, because if the enemy gets close to the cliff, yep, they're going to suffer damage. He got 938 spotting there because the T28 took around and he spotted that T28. So he's in a great place here. Even though he's in reload and halfway through it, there's not much the enemy can do about him. If they do come down, his teammates to the north are going to punch them full of holes. And now he's doing some great spotting work by proximity spotting the Type 61 and the T28. Now, if he comes up this side, he should be able to take out one of them. He's loaded. Almost. Now, okay. Let's take the Type 61 apart. First shot. Second goes in the lower plate. Third goes in. Fourth goes in and takes him out, but he took a round for a Scorpion G he can't see. So he's going to have to pull back. That Scorpion extracted 498 hit points from him. He's only got 1,600, so he couldn't afford to let that Scorpion do that too often. But he did collect that Type 61 very well, and he's now up to 4,150 hit points. Don't pull too far away from the cliff, because you do, you'll give a free shot to that T28. He's waiting for you to do it. He knows full well you're here, but he can't go down there. And he's just waiting for you to make a mistake. That AMX 5120 looks like he's trying to retreat. I think he's had too much. He doesn't want to stick around here. He knows that he's in danger, and he's trying to pull away. Okay, Hoti's loaded, ready to go. Just wants that AMX 5120 to drive into the line of fire. It's going to take 2 shots to kill him. First shot, kill shot. He's got another kill. 4 kills now. He's having a great game, and he's playing this tank like he stole it. Brilliant work. This is definitely worth it. Hoty very kindly sent this replay in to me just a day or so ago, and I thought, yeah, we've got to include this one because it's a great chance to see how well this tank performs. Now, he's still halfway through his reload, and we can see there's a Tiger 2 nearby, but he's still fairly healthy. Oh, he's taking damage now. Oh, and he's getting that. Yep. He didn't get the assist off that one, but the Tiger 2 is now virtually a one-shot. But one of his rounds. And oh, T77. Yeah, he's worried about that. Yeah, he phase 1 trying to fire at him, but he did get 1 round into the T77, and he's possibly got a high caliber because he just got over 20% of the enemy hit pool. Okay. Okay, the Pershing's moving up. In fact, the rest of his team are coming up behind him. There goes the Pershing. There goes the 430. And that gives him a chance to move out because, yep, the Tiger 2 fired on those guys instead of on Hoti. So even though Hoti's down to only 86 hit points, he's still able to carry on the fight. Now, somewhere around here is that T77. Yeah, phase 1 is a one-shot. He's gone. Okay, we've got another Cobra on our team as well. He hasn't been inactive, but oh, there's the T77. Looks like our Cobra is trying to take him out with a side scrape. He does get him. There's only 2 enemies left. It's the Scorpion and a T54. They must be over in the southwest corner of the map. There's the Scorpion. Lining him up. We want that one because he obviously damaged us. And oh, our teammate drives in front of us. So that's one shot into the T54. First, second shot misses. Can we get the third one? Wins the game with a third shot. Very well played, hoti89. What a great little tank this is. That was an ace tanker game for hoti89 in the Cobra, and thanks very much for sending it in to us. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly. Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks. A Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A Fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5, which is 1/3 of the enemy team, and just 1 tank short of a Top Gun, as well as a Fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. He did get the high caliber in the end. Those 2 shots on the T54 right at the end managed to give him the high caliber, and we'll see that right now if we look at the team score. Look at that, 5,717 hit points of damage go to hoti89. Very good score indeed, because the next highest person was the AE phase 1 on the enemy team with 3,033, followed by the Cobra on his own team who did 2,869. So it does look like the Cobra is a very dangerous tank for the enemy. When it comes to kills, he got the highest number of those with 5. 4 kills went to the other Cobra and 3 kills went to the Object 430. The best the enemy could do was their Scorpion, who got 2 kills out of that game, and he did get a few hit points off Hoti. And when it came to base XP, yep, he's got that one. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,371 went to hoti89. 1,043 went to the T44. And the Cobra, the other Cobra, did 947 out of that one. He fired 17 shots in that game, got 16 direct hits on the enemy and 15 penetrations, 5,717 hit points of damage, of which 496 were done at more than 300 meters. So most of the damage was done at close range and right up and front personal with the enemy. And you could see how he took out that Type 61. He was very aggressive. He did take hits, but he put hits into the enemy, exchanged hit points, and it worked. He made his hit points work for him. He received 8 hits from the enemy, 5 of them penetrated, which shows that the Cobra doesn't have great armor, but it is very aggressive. It's got a nice turn of speed, 40 kilometers an hour top speed. 3 non-penetrating shots as well. Yes, he managed to block a couple of shots, and 580 of hit points blocked by armor. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 5, did 938 hit points of spotting assist. He earned 52,867 credits from the battle, and after repair, ammunition, resupply, and consumables, and yes, he did use premium ammo, he ended up with 20,011 credits loss, as well as 1,371 XP, 103 for this being a premium vehicle, and 2,160 experience points altogether. So, yes, the Cobra. Let's have a quick look at the armor. Well, as you can see, it's almost in some ways a bit like a Centurion on the lower half of the hull. A nice V-shaped at the front, nicely angled armor to block the shots. The oscillating turret, though, is not at all like the French ones you'd see. It's got this kind of piece here which is actually protecting the crew. It's fairly heavy armor there. You're looking at 215 millimeters. Remember, the whole point of an oscillating turret is that the gun is fixed in the oscillating mount. So it's a fixed gun, but the oscillating mount moves up and down to change the angle, and the turret swivels to actually put the thing on target. So what you're relying on is an extremely accurate gun, which can then be pivoted and accurately lined up with the target. So you can put heavy armor, and in fact, actually, it gives you more room inside the turret, and you can put thicker armor on the vehicle because the gun is fixed. It doesn't have to move up and down in its mount, which means you don't have to have a huge amount of gun depression because the gun depression is provided by the fixed gun in the oscillating turret. So he's got 215 millimeters of armor on the lower part of the turret. On the upper part, he's got, well, 135 there, but you can see below you've got 250 millimeters effective, and up you've got 227. So it's still incredibly strong, even though the armor is not excessive. You can see the upper plate is 130 millimeters, coming out 233. Lower plate is 125, coming out at 313, so 315. So it's very strong on the frontal, on the hull itself as well, which is why he could come up against that batch at 12 ton and just beast him. That's the best term I can describe it, because he did literally beast that guy. He literally, put 3 rounds in, and that batch at was no more. Very nicely done. The size of the tank is only 30 millimeters. Again, if you're making this a medium, and to make it fairly light, you've got to take armor away from somewhere, and they take it away from the side of the vehicle. So you don't want to get hit on the sides if you can help it. The bustle is only 80 millimeters. The size of the turret there, 85 millimeters. The rear of the turret is only 40 millimeters, and the rear of the body is only 30 millimeters. So yeah, they've sacrificed armor on the sides and the rear, and of course on the back of the turret, and a bit on the sides, but the armor on the front is very, very good. And what this means is that this tank in a hold down position, if I can show it to you, and that's it, it's about right, so I'll just do that there. And this tank is just looking at you from the turret above the ground, and you can see it's something incredibly strong that's looking at you, and it's very difficult to pen because there's not much you can actually see. In fact, looking at it straight on, about the only weakness is this cupola, which is only 60 millimeters thick. So if you were looking at one of these in a hold down position, go for the cupola. That's what I'd do. Either that or try and get the sides of it. If he was to turn his turret to one side, like that, then you can hit him, because obviously he's exposed his weak parts. But if he's looking at you, straight at you, yeah, I think you're going to have to go for the cupola instead. Anyway, let's have a look at the modules. And there are none. The reason for that, of course, being that this is a fairly recent tank. But as I said, if you go to the Armoured archives, you can actually look it up and see what the real vehicle looked at. What we can tell you is that the driver is on the left-hand side of this vehicle. The commander's on the left-hand side as well, and the gunner's on the right-hand side. It is an auto-loader in this vehicle, so we do know that there is an auto-loader mechanism in the bustle of the tank. And I think that's about all I can tell you. We look at the stats. The crew's only 3. The gunner is also a loader, and the commander is also the radio man. So there you go. That's all the information I can give you, I'm afraid. But I'd still like to thank hoti89 for a great replay. That really was a good game, and just goes to show the strength of the Cobra. So if you are saving your tokens to actually get a tank, this is definitely one I would get. Yeah, I would definitely get one of these. But you have to play it like Hoti did. Play it like you stole it, and really aggressively go for the enemy. Use your ability to go hold down so you can actually terrorize them, so there's basically nothing they can do. But don't show any of your weak spots, which of course are the sides of the vehicle or the sides of the turret, because then you're in real trouble. But yeah, play it very aggressively like Hoti did, and you'll have a great battle. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.